Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so grateful that you all are here. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been following along on our journey of reading the Bible. I'm very excited. I'm very thankful, very grateful. So welcome. And if you have your Bibles, let's go ahead and go through together. We can read together, or if you want to just listen, that's cool. That's cool too. So we're on Genesis chapter 22. Let's see. And it came to pass after these things. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, took two of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. So he about to offer his son. Let's see. Then on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hands and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. I know Isaac was like, what is going on? And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. He said, Here I am. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold him behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. That's crazy. Like, to think about how God just wants you, or this is what I'm getting from it. God just wants us to have so much faith in him, to trust him, even when it sounds absurd, even when it sounds like, what, my son? So you want me to sacrifice my son? Like, this is my son, my only Isaac, and you want me to sacrifice him? And it's crazy how, like, God just stepped in and was like, okay, I see you trust me. I see. Here go a ram. Y'all can have a ram. Instead of your son, here's that ram. Go ahead and put that lamb, that ram on the wood. That's crazy. Okay. So where was I? And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh. And as it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, Correct me if I'm saying something wrong, if I'm pronouncing something wrong. I don't mind. And Abraham dwelt at the Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, and she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Has his son born, and Buz his brother, and Camil the father of Aram, and Shasid, and Hazul, and these names are hard for me for some reason. Y'all, if you have your Bibles, please enlighten me on how to pronounce these names. I see they broken down, but I'm still having trouble. So bear with me. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Michal did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Ramah. She bare also Tabah and Gram, and the Hash and Machah. Okay. All right. So chapter 23. And Sarah was 127 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kirjatharabah, the same in Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord, thou art a mighty prince among us, and the choice of our sepulchres. Sorry, I don't know, that card caught my attention. Sepulchres. Woo. Bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth. And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Ephron the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he hath, which is in the end of his field. For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it to me for a possession of a burying place amongst you. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth, and Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate of the city, saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field give I thee, in the cave that is therein, I give it thee. In the presence of the sons of people give I it thee. Bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land, and he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron. And Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. In the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mer, the field, in the cave which was therein, in all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of his city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah, before Mer, the same in Hebron, in the land of Canaan. In the field, in the cave that is therein, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. Okay, so that was chapter 22 and 23 of Genesis. What really stuck out to me was the willingness to follow God's voice, that, Abraham had to follow God's voice to almost sacrifice his son, only for God to be like, oh, okay, hold up, wait a minute. Now I'm going to bless you because you go ahead, you follow and you listen to my voice, you trust me, you are obedient, so I'm going to bless you with what you really need right now, or what, will be better. I see that you are a follower of faith. That makes sense? So if anything stuck out to you guys, anything you want to bring to my attention, definitely let me know down below. We could talk about it because this is getting interesting. I'm learning a lot. So I'll see you all in the next video. We'll pick up with chapter 24 and 25 of Genesis. I'll see you all in the next video. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who's been following me along on this journey of getting to know God and getting to know, the Bible and everything like that. Yeah, so I'll see you all in the next video, okay? Peace.